Hey guys, welcome back to Camille's Corner. So I'm back to talk about Pastor Travis Jennings, aka the pastor with no neck, and the controversy that erupted last week when he brought women up to the front of his church to criticize their appearance. If y'all remember, he caught a lot of flack for his comments, telling the women that they were too fat and they needed better bras, etc. Yeah, so just take a look at one of the clips again.
All right, so you need to lose weight. Find a good bra. You need to go to intimates. It's called intimates. I took my wife. My wife knew nothing about anything. My wife knew nothing because she came from a family who didn't know anything about anything. Because if you keep wearing these big clothes with breasts to your belly button, that's not attractive. Number one, you want to get a bra. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave now, baby. This is my church. I'm 30 years in this with no scandal.
So, yeah, a lot of people, particularly women, were offended because it seemed like he had publicly humiliated these women. Well, Pastor Jennings has now issued an apology. So, he posted a 7-minute video to social media where not only did he apologize, but he called up two of the women who he criticized so they could assure the public that they didn't feel humiliated at all and that they actually valued his critiques. I'm not going to put the whole apology video in here because it's way too long, but here's a few clips from it. Y'all can check out the full thing on his Instagram page.
Well, God bless you. This is Apostle Travis Jennings, and I know that you have seen the events taking place this week. You know, there's nothing more humbling than seeing yourself through the eyes of other people. And watching that video back gave me a glimpse of myself that caused me even to take pause. And for that, I want to apologize. I sincerely apologize. Even when your intentions are good and the message is lost in approach, a leader must be accountable. And I also want to apologize for streaming this coaching session. Truth is, this Razor coaching sessions, they are private counseling moments, and they are intended to be real, and they are intended to be raw. But to the broader audience, that can be lost in translation, especially when it is taken out of context. You know, even a psychologist or a therapist wouldn't stream a therapy session openly. So I want to apologize for not using better judgment in that regard. My heart and my intent is to help. This type of razor coaching is raw, is real, and the intent is to bring the individual to the place of fulfillment. When taken out of context, the narrative can be lost. The intention is to care and to cultivate naturally and spiritually. Did you feel humiliated in any way?
No, sir.
Not at all.
Were you depressed?
No.
No.
Were you devastated?
No.
Did you want to be razor coached externally?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
This man has not offended me. He has not hurt me. I am not depressed. I am not embarrassed. I am not ashamed of anything. I value his opinion. I value his coaching. I value the words that come out of his mouth because he is the prophetic voice that God has set me in this house to listen and follow.
Yeah.
So I was not offended. So you should not be offended. It was my life. It's changing me.
Context and content is key. And I know my intentions were pure. The narrative was lost. The context was lost. But the intent was to care and to cultivate.
So I really wanted to try to be positive because I'm sure it took a lot of humility to come forward and issue a public apology like that. But here's my thing. Why do public figures, whenever they are forced to apologize for something, they spend less time actually apologizing and more time rationalizing, explaining why they said what they said, deflecting and sugarcoating? Watching Pastor Jennings' apology video reminded me of that time Tasha K doxed some random woman named Alana Brown when she thought Alana was Lioness of Judah. And then when she realized that she doxed the wrong person and she was forced to apologize, her apology was like, well, I'm sorry, Alana, but Lioness of Judah, I'ma get you, you nappy-headed bitch. Or when Joe Budden implied that Maya and Ashanti only came to Trinidad Carnival so they could wear skimpy costumes and act like hoes. When he was forced to apologize for that, his apology was a whole long explanation of what he truly meant. And he apologized to Trinidad for dissing the culture, but there was no actual apology to Maya and Ashanti. It's like people don't know how to apologize anymore, and their go-to excuse is always that their words were taken out of context. Anyway, y'all get my point. What got me in this guy's apology, first of all, is that right off the bat, he said he should not have streamed the session. He shouldn't have made that video public. Even in his apology video, there's a huge sign behind him asking people not to film. So I don't think he's truly remorseful about what he said and how it came across, but he's sorry that he made the video public. And, then he goes on to say that what he said wasn't meant to be offensive, and that's just how he coaches, and he had good intentions, and the critiques came from a place of caring. But I don't understand how he could say his comments weren't offensive when in the video he acknowledged that he might be offending people in his church. This man literally stood up there in an arrogant manner and told his congregation, if you have a problem with what I'm saying, you're free to leave because this is my church. That's what he said. And on top of that, a female pastor had volunteered to be critiqued first. And he said no, he won't critique her because he respected her. And if he did that, then the church wouldn't respect her.
Who want me to critique them right now on the spot? Kim, you're a minister, so I got to respect that. No. I got to respect that because if I do it, then they won't respect you.
So that says to me that he knew his comments were disrespectful and he knew they were offensive. But what he didn't address in that 7-minute apology is the comments about his wife, which many people found insulting as well. Him saying that his wife didn't know anything about anything before she met him, and she came from a family that didn't know anything about anything. Any ordinary person would feel offended by that, but hey, if his wife likes it, I love it. And another thing, he said his words were coming from a place of caring, but I don't think they were at all. There was one woman who he told her that her hair made her look easy. Basically, like she would be down for a good time with men. Then when she said no, she's not that kind of person, he said, oh, well, you're a tease. Y'all tell me, how is that coming from a place of caring? That seems to be coming from a place of stereotypical ignorance and judgment. That's like judging a person's morals based solely on the way they look. I mean, how do you look at a woman's hair and tell that she's easy? And I mean, if he got all of that from the way a woman wears her hair, I would hate to hear what he thinks about me, because right now, at this very moment, I've got black and red Jamaican twist braids in my hair. So he must think I'm a hoe. So I think that comment came from a place of just a man wanting to control how women look. It seems to come from a place of branding a woman a hoe simply because she has big curly hair. I fail to see how a pastor telling a woman basically that her hair makes her look easy and that she's a tease is useful information to help that woman better herself. And that's such a problematic thing to say, that the way a woman wears her hair makes her look like she's down for a good time with men. That's the same kind of sentiment where people blame women for getting raped because of what they were wearing. But how about Pastor Jennings focus instead on teaching men not to jump to conclusions about a woman because of the way she wears her hair? That would be more valuable to society than telling the woman that she needs to wear her hair differently. And there was another part where he told women that they need to fix themselves in order to find a husband. I can't understand how a pastor could not see how problematic that is. And I didn't hear him telling men to fix themselves so they could find a wife. If the criticism was balanced in that way, I would say, okay, I see what he's trying to do. But it was only women on the receiving end of these critiques. So it came across as him imposing his own personal ideals of what a woman should be on the women in his church. And he's refusing to acknowledge that his comments were promoting a stereotype that women should be a certain way to please men. This is beyond what goes on in his church, because the minute he made that video public, he invited public opinion. And listen, I'm not trying to be critical just for being critical's sake. I'm saying some of the things he said could actually have been taken out of context. They were things that would offend a regular person, but if his congregation like it and they're cool with that sort of thing, more power to them. But other things he said were just blatantly stereotypical, and he didn't address any of those things in his apology. He conveniently skipped right over those. And you know what else I'm bothered by? The part when he said women are supposed to just sit there and look cute. That came from a place of caring? Really, dude? Y'all, this pastor clearly has a view of what he thinks women should be and what they should wear and how they should act, and he's using the platform that his church gives him to spew this foolery. He literally said women should just sit there and look cute. This man sounds like he simply has no respect for women and he thinks women exist just for the pleasure of men. But he didn't mention any of that in his apology because he clearly doesn't feel like that was wrong. The only thing that he kinda sorta apologized for was how he critiqued the woman's appearance. And again, there were only women being called up to receive these critiques. So I'm interested to know if there's a weekly man-bashing session in his church too. Because if these sessions are only for women, well, then this thing takes on a whole new dimension. And that would suggest to me that he's simply projecting his own ideals onto women. And is he doing anything for them other than just critiquing? So he thinks a woman is too fat. What is he doing beyond just telling her that to help her? What is he, as a pastor that is so well loved by his congregation, what is he actually doing to help these women address all these perceived flaws? Is he helping them with meal plans or dietary advice or whatever? What is he doing beyond just pointing out their so-called flaws? That's what I want to know. Anyway, one last thing that I want to say is that sometimes it's not the message that offends, but it's the delivery. We had a similar issue here recently where a plus-sized woman participated in carnival in her carnival costume and everything, but she said she was body shamed and made fun of because of her weight. And then a government official came out and basically told her to shut up and lose weight because she looks like a tub. That's what he said. He eventually had to apologize after he got a lot of backlash, and he used the same excuse that his message came from a place of genuine concern. And I mean, we all get that. Obesity is unhealthy. If that's the message that he was trying to send, fine, but his delivery was off. The name-calling and the shaming was unnecessary, and I feel like that's similar to what's going on here. Maybe Pastor Jennings' intentions were pure, as he said, though I have my doubts, but maybe his intentions were pure, but his delivery was off. I mean, surely there's a better way to tell somebody that you claim to care about that it might be in their best interest to lose some weight than to tell her her breasts hang down to her belly button. Come on, man. In that case, when I said Pastor Jennings ain't got no neck, that came from a place of love too, okay? I just want to see his neck reach its full potential. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not really buying his apology. I see it as damage control, PR, and an attempt to cover his ass from all the backlash that he was getting. Because the woman these comments were directed at didn't feel offended, that doesn't mean the comments weren't offensive. And I truly feel sorry for these women who subject themselves to this kind of treatment and then they come out to defend it. It makes me feel like this man's congregation is brainwashed and they would buy anything he's selling. Anyway, y'all, these are just my thoughts on the situation. Let me know what you all think. Do you buy his apology or not? Let me know in the comments. Bye, guys, and thanks for watching.